Now let's dive into this practice routine that I will guarantee you, if you follow this, you are going to be playing some unbelievable golf, and your golf swing is going to be transformed after doing this for a handful of months. So this is something you can absolutely do a big portion of this at home. So great for the winter months, but this is something you can grind on quite nicely at the driving range. So this is something that will teach you some really important elements of the golf swing: club face control, shaft control, shallowing the golf club, and good rotation. So let's get straight into it. So first thing I want you to do, now this is stuff you can do at home brilliantly. So like I said, this is going to train club shaft control. So shallowing the golf club and how it moves in the backswing. So one of the biggest things I see with amateur golfers, and for golfers who really need to have a good rebuild of their golf swing, is them having terrible shaft movement. So they might have an extremely horizontal, laid off club very early on in their golf swing, and then they have to reorganize their swing by really kind of swinging over the top, steepening the shaft, just having an absolute mess of a golf swing. So this is where this drill here is absolutely essential in any type of practice, structure or routine. It's a swing mapping drill. So you just grab an alignment stick, put the alignment stick up the left hand side of the shaft. Now you can trace exactly what the club shaft movement is doing. This is one that I've been having so much success with my students with. So all we want to do here is you set up with a lot of the alignment stick up the left hand side of the shaft, and what we want to do, we want to have this touching our lead side. Now I want you in your takeaway, slide it down your lead side. So this is why this is a good drill, because it gives you a good takeaway also. Nice square club face here. So sliding the stick down the lead side. Then when we get up to left arm parallel in the backswing, it points down towards the ground. Nice vertical shaft angle. At the top of our swing, it can have a point dead behind us or a little bit in front of us in this direction. So either down the line or slightly laid off. No across the line can happen here. So then as we start to move down, get the stick pointing in front of you to really exaggerate a good shallow move, and then turn around the corner. So training great takeaway with a good club face, good shaft angle, getting it pointing down towards the ground mid backswing. Perfect top of the backswing position with some good rotation. So either laid off or down the line, and then shallowing the golf club, really getting that club shallow, and then turning through. So you can see that whole movement, which is why this is so good. A lot of you will be thinking there's no golf ball there, so why is it any of use? This is probably the most effective drill out there with how simple it is. If you rep this out and do it over and over again, like at the beginning of this routine, I want you doing really at least a couple sets of 10 of these, sliding it down, so fluid motion will look a little bit like this. Sliding it up, point it down towards the ground, and then getting it in front of you, turning through. It's training the ideal shaft travel, steep, then shallow, and turn. Absolutely brilliant, so good. Do an absolute bunch of them. I would definitely recommend at least 30 of those before doing anything else. So that's where you can then now, isolate one of the most important parts of the golf swing that a lot of you don't do because it's really hard to do. But that's where this is going to help massively. And that's shallowing the golf club. All-time favorite drill this for without a golf club. And this all without a golf ball, hitting it. Wall drill. Stand to where a wall is roughly about half a club's distance behind you. Get up to the top of your swing, touch your club on the wall. I want you to feel nothing with your hands and arms. And I want you just to turn that downswing, leaving the hands and arms where they are. You're going to notice how the club is going to slide down the wall. So training that good shallow movement. So you can have a netting, do it like this. If it's a brick wall, of course, flip the club over or do it with something else other than a golf club. And you're not afraid to damage maybe an old spare club. So you can see how that's really shallowing out the golf club there. So I'm not doing it by dropping my right shoulder down. That would be terrible. I'm just doing it by being nice and relaxing my arms, pivoting into that downswing, leaving the arms up there. And then I can turn through as it detaches from the wall. Again, I can do another 30 or so of these. Really get that repetition in. And then the bit hitting golf balls. So this is the bit, of course, that you won't be able to do if you're just doing it at home. Those two alone will improve so many of you. And now it's the thing, you've got to be repping these out a lot. This isn't something just to do a couple times and expect to have the benefits. Not going to happen. So that's where rep it, rep it, rep it. So if you have a net or you're down the driving range, it's perfect. So now we do the rotational portion, the part through the golf ball. So this is my preset rotation drill where we get into an impact position, open up the hips, open up the chest, get the right side dropping down towards the right hip, 90% of the weight on the left side, And now we just swing back, swing through, really whip yourself through. This is going to train and force you to rotate. So we've been doing the things with the stick drill, tracing the swing, getting the swing into the environment to be able to do this. And then we're making sure that shaft is shallow. Have to be shallow if you want to turn through that golf swing. So now, here we go, nice rotation in this good preset position. Swing back, swing through. Again, if you can put in a bunch of golf balls doing that, again, 30 or so golf balls, you're going to be doing brilliant. So you can see, you can have a nice time doing about 90 golf swings and make some good improvements. If you really have a lot of time, you can repeat that process 3 times. If you do that over the space of a couple months, you're going to be having a much better golf swing. Now, the important thing is why I'm framing this as a practice routine, because I want you doing everything in your practice as a drill. I see far too often golfers working on something that might be absolutely correct for them, but doing not enough at all. They might hit 25 balls at most doing a drill practice session. You're not going to improve. You're not going to. If you frame it like a training session, like a gym workout, for example, you're just doing the drills. You are going to improve massively if you do that. Frame it a little bit differently in your mind. Don't have it to where you're just aimlessly hitting balls. Because I can tell you what, if you just aimlessly hit balls, you hit maybe sprinkle a few drills in there, you're going to be the same golfer coming into next season or in 3 months' time. So get practicing with these. You're going to really accelerate your practice and your performance and your improvement hugely. So if you like this video, click that like button. If you want more golf instruction just like this, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button too to be notified every time I put out a video. So follow this routine and you'll be better.